Welcome to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. This is our 80th episode.
What? It is?
It is.
How
and we
can you
are
tell?
celebrating the 80s.
Well,
I'm
why
an 80s
wouldn't
girl.
we? I'm a total 80s girl.
Grew up in the 80s.
I graduated in 85. Yeah, I was like junior high, high school, and 2 years of college in the 80s. Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got married in 88. How weird is that?
Yeah, I know. A lot happened in the 80s. I was just a kid, but I loved the 80s. Being an 80s kid was awesome.
I love the 80s too.
And I loved all the 80s. Everything 80s. I have a lot to talk about, but I won't go into all of it yet.
Yeah, I just memory since we did live it, but yeah, I love everything about the 80s and the fashions and
Yep.
But well, okay, so we must confess that we lost track of what episodes we were on because we're in the Christmas season.
We were like Christmas this and Christmas that. We had all these Christmas ideas, and then
your mother,
my mom, Debbie DeVore, was like, "Wait, you should be recording your 80th episode this week. What should I bake for you?"
Yeah, because we did the 50s, we did the 60s, the 70s. At that episode, we did that decade. It's like the 80s is hitting during Christmas.
Yeah, so she saved the day and reminded us so we could do our 80th episode and with an 80s theme.
And she did something for us.
She baked us an 1980s recipe. So I'm going to tell you about this first. You want to start with that? Or should we do the ad first?
Well, yeah, let's do the ad first. And I apologize. It's a Christmas ad because I didn't have time. When did we come to this realization? Last night?
Yeah.
Last night about 8:30, Beth is like, oh, by the way, we were leaving after the children's Christmas play practice. And she's like, oh, by the way, our 80th. I'm like,
yeah. So anyway, it's a Christmas ad. Not an 80s
Let's
ad.
Go ahead and show our
that's
Christmas ad. But I love it because it's got Miss Shirley Temple in it.
Oh, how cute is she?
Isn't that cute?
With her vacuum that she's about ready to surprise her mother with.
I know. Isn't that the cutest thing? The Gladden Hearts and Lighten. The Gladden Hearts.
Two Gladden Hearts
and
Lighten Labor.
And Lighten Labor. It is that Dow Metal, the world's lightest structural alloy.
Alloy.
That's
a type of metal. So
it's a vacuum sweeper.
And the mother is she's about to get that ripped off of her face, and she's going to act like she's happy that her husband gifted her a vacuum when really she just wanted, like a spa day.
It's Dow Chemicals, indispensable to industry. Yeah, so look at Mom. I love this because I'm like, what is Shirley Temple doing in this ad? And then I looked at it. I'm like, oh, look at Mom. Mom's sitting there so excited.
What's he going to give me?
Little brother's down there playing with his
toy
train set, and everybody looks so cute and perfect. And that mask's going to come off her, and she's going to be like, oh, yay, you got me a vacuum. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I love the icicles on the tree.
I do too. I was going to talk about that. That tree is beautiful. I love those old-fashioned trees.
Me too.
You used to still be able to find those, but I haven't seen them in several years.
I haven't seen them. I put them on my tree if I could find them.
Yeah.
They're messy.
I bet they're on Amazon.
Yes, they
Everything
probably are.
is. Okay.
But yeah, so that's our ad today. Our Christmas ad with Shirley Temple giving her mom, maybe her mother, probably not her mother.
Probably just a model.
Probably just
we can pretend it's her mother.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So let's talk about this recipe.
Okay, let's talk about this recipe.
This is what, in my family, we call pluck it. Okay, this is a pluck it. So my mother was first introduced to pluckets when she married my dad, and in his family they made pluckets. And his aunt, Elsie Phelps, my great aunt Elsie, used to make the most delicious cinnamon bread dough and then bake it in a bundt pan, which is basically what this is. And then they called it pluck it because you just pluck the pieces off one by one. My mom got the recipe from Elsie and then made it a few times, but it was a very time-consuming recipe, and the dough had to raise several times. So you let it rise.
Oh, so
and
that's
then you
like
build it,
just not like Pillsbury biscuits broken.
Well, hang on.
Real?
Yes. So, but it took way too long for my mom to do it Elsie's way. So she discovered Pillsbury hot roll mix. Nice. So it's not the frozen ones, but it is a mix. And then she made a shortcut with Elsie's directions. So it's a mixture of Elsie's directions and this hot roll mix. And then she adds extra sugar. She rolls it in butter and brown sugar.
Of course.
And she rises it, bakes, and she's made it hundreds of times over the years. So, like, when I was a kid, this was like a weekly staple in my house, in the kitchen. She once made 25 of them and hand delivered them to her friends at Christmas instead of cookies. She usually brought them Christmas cookies. One year she switched it up and gave them all Pluckett. But anyway, some people have a very similar recipe to this, and they call it
monkey bread.
No one in our family likes that term, especially my mother. We refuse to call it that. So this is from the 1970s, 80s recipe that we call Pluckett. It is very similar to
monkey bread,
but we don't call it that.
So it's prettier than monkey bread.
It is prettier than monkey bread, and it is tastier than monkey bread.
You know, the last time I made something in a bundt pan, I scalped it. I mean, I don't know how they make it look so good.
And it's better served warm. So this is like warm, fresh out of the oven.
Okay.
And you just pluck a piece off and.
Oh, I see. Huh.
Delicious. Perfect.
I like it. That's really good.
So that is my mom's favorite recipe from the 1980s, early 80s. So thank you, Mom, because it's delicious.
Thank you,
and
Debbie.
Because I haven't eaten anything.
That is really, really good.
And because I haven't eaten anything all day long, I could eat the whole thing.
We're going to be eating Pluckett the whole time we're doing this show.
So when we go to commercial and it comes back, there's only half of it left. Don't judge.
We're going on diets in January.
Yeah, we really are, though. I am.
Yeah. Well,
okay. So we're talking about the 1980s.
Yes. The greatest decade in the world.
I think it is the greatest decade because the music was awesome. The movies were awesome. The TV shows were awesome.
The fashion was awesome.
We had it all. I mean,
we had it all.
It was totally radical. So I would like to say that I'm wearing actually vintage. This was my denim jacket in 1987 and 88. You'll see that the sleeves are a little short. And I couldn't button it if I wanted to because when I wore it then, you wore oversized, baggy jackets.
Right, yeah.
It was big on me. Now it's very little on me. But hey, I still have it, and it's awesome.
It still works.
Frosted denim, and I got my strawberry shortcake. I don't know if you can see my strawberry shortcake.
Nice.
T-shirt, my side ponytail. Got it going on.
You got it going on.
I forgot my earrings, and I could have done like really fun 80s makeup. But I have things to do after this. I didn't want everyone to be like, what the heck?
Where'd those two just come from? Yeah, we got some things to do this afternoon for the Children's Christmas play coming up at the
Nostalgia Theater.
Nostalgia Theater this weekend during the Kringle.
Chris Kringle Market.
Chris Kringle
So you are probably watching this on Friday, and the Chris Kringle Market and the Children's Christmas play are this weekend. So
it's Kindle.
Chris Kindle.
What'd
I say?
Kringle, because you want to say Chris Kringle.
Yeah, Chris Kindle Market. Yeah.
Why is it Kindle Market?
Because it's German. So it's normally spelled with Christ, like Christ Kindle Market, and there's a German thing. And they have these markets. Like there's a big one in Chicago I've been to. It's amazing. They have it every year.
Cool.
The spelling of the floor one's a little bit different, but
we have a lot.
Okay.
So much to do.
So let's jump into 80s music.
Let's do.
And let's talk about Madonna.
Not
your favorite, but
not my favorite.
Was she big in the 80s?
Oh, yeah. I remember when she came out. Oh, yeah. I mean, I was right there. I mean, I remember MTV.
Oh, yeah.
The very first, do you know what the very first video on MTV was?
Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles.
Video Killed the Radio Star. Yeah. Yeah, it was great. I mean, I loved MTV. When MTV actually played music videos.
Do you know what the first day MTV aired?
No.
August the 1st, 1981.
81?
Now, I thought I remembered it because we had cable and my brother always watched MTV, but I would have only been 3. So I don't know that I actually do remember that, but I do remember seeing that video on MTV a lot, but it was probably a year or two after that. But anyway, so what's interesting about the first, so MTV started and aired August the 1st of 81. But do you know what happened on July the 29th, right before that of 1981?
No, what?
Another big event.
What?
Lady Diana, Princess Di, married Prince Charles.
That's
and that
bigger
big
than
wedding.
MTV.
Do we have a picture of them? Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Look how beautiful she is.
I still can't get over.
I'm still so mad. I think they killed her. I do.
do too.
I think it was all set up, and I'm just.
That was the worst. One of the worst days of my life.
I'm not a Prince Charles
I
fan.
don't like Prince Charles.
I don't like Camilla
Or King Charles, whatever he goes by. Not worthy.
Okay.
Not worthy, King Charles.
But I did love Princess Diana.
I loved her. Such a sweet,
and,
beautiful woman.
So this was July 29th, 1981, and a couple of days later, MTV started.
Right.
So, yeah,
beautiful.
Very interesting. I loved her. Mm-hmm. Okay, but let's go back to music.
Okay,
so we had Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at her in her early days, because she looks nothing like that these days. But this is her when she was very young. This is the look that people go to when they think of the 1980s and you want to wear a costume somewhere.
Right.
This is what people go to.
Right.
I will say that I lived through the entire decade, and the only person that I saw that actually dressed like that was her.
Right. Cyndi Lauper was
Cyndi Lauper
was one of my favorites. But
nobody in real life dressed like that. Like, you didn't see people at school that looked like that.
See, I went to high school. I went to high school in the 81, 85, 82, 83, 84, 85 was my high school, and college, 86, 87. We did not dress like that.
No.
That's
We're going to talk about that when we get to fashion.
When we get to fashion, but that's not how we looked.
Nope, it isn't. Okay, so another one, and I just went through some of my favorite songs from the 80s. And I'm going to talk about a guy. I don't think I sent a picture of him, but you got to have faith, George Michael.
George Michael.
Oh, yeah, he was a cute guy.
When
Is
Wham.
he still alive?
Wham. When Wham came. No, he passed away. Mm-hmm.
So he was
Wham
the lead singer of Wham.
He was cute.
Yeah, and Wake Me Up Before You Go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hanging on like a yo-yo.
Which, since it's December, Whamageddon is going on right now. And some of you may know a little bit about Whamageddon. Some of you may not. So Whamageddon is a game that people play during December. It starts on December the 1st. And it is, how long can you go into December without hearing Wham's Last Christmas song?
Oh.
Last Christmas, gave you my heart.
And the very next day, you gave it away.
Yeah. So how far can you get into December without hearing that song? It's everywhere. It's in the stores. You can go shopping at Walmart. It might get you. You could be out at any moment. Whamageddon.
Whamageddon. I like
But
Whamageddon.
I like Wham.
Well,
I'm okay with
cute.
that. I like that song. Yeah.
My favorite?
Mm-hmm.
We got the beat.
We got the beat.
The Go-Go's.
Yes.
Me and Chris Byers-Rupsom, we were Go-Go's freaks. We loved the beauty and the beat. We loved that, cassette tape that we had.
Yeah,
it's my ringtone.
Oh, is it?
Remember when if you call me, we got the beats, my
Mm-hmm.
ringtone. I love it. Love the Go-Go's.
Okay, next on my list, Michael Jackson.
Well,
MJ, you can't talk about the 80s without him, but
I miss Michael
Thriller,
Jackson. Oh, yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
And then talking about Bad made me think about Weird Al Yankovic, who I also loved in the 80s.
Because
and he did all these.
I'm fat.
Yes.
You know it. Yeah.
He did all the spoof songs, which, honestly, I think he's a better writer than the people that wrote the original songs because you had to be a genius to kind of change it.
What's your favorite Michael Jackson song?
Probably Thriller. I also like Black and White a lot.
Yeah, I like Black and White, yeah. I just can't stop loving you. Each time the wind blows, I hear your voice, so I call your name. Yeah. I love that song.
Yeah, that's a pretty one.
Voice,
yeah. Okay, so one of my all-time favorite artists. We need to go to a commercial break.
We're going to blow by this.
Yes, we're not paying attention because we're having a radical time over here. Okay, we'll be right back.
At your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville, you can count on experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, the Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville carry a large inventory of Napa products for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced associates understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
We like technology at Flora Savings Bank. Here's what you can accomplish in our mobile banking app in less than 30 seconds. See account balances in your transactions, set up an account alert, make a transfer between accounts, get an alert text message about your transfer, pay a bill, turn your debit card off and then back on. It all happens in the palm of your hand with our free My Bank to Go app. Search My Bank to Go in the App Store or Google Play and give mobile banking a try. Flora Savings Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Jimmy Order Lumber. Doors, paint, windows, electrical, plumbing, and much more. Oh yeah, Jimmy Order guns too.
John Lucas,
What?
you better be dreaming about all the stuff we sell here at Zink Building Center.
Oh, I would. Zink Building Center in Louisville on Route 45. It's a cool place.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. We are busy eating Plucket and talking about the 1980s.
The 1980s. We love everything about the 80s. So,
yes, so
our producer, Ty Landreth, had to say, girls, it's time to take a commercial break.
You got to take a break. Okay. So we're talking about music.
We just ended up with Michael Jackson.
And I love all of them. But, I mean, I seriously could have wrote down, like, every single artist from the 80s. There's something, all offer something. I love them.
Hey, what about headbanging?
Well, yeah, the hair bands.
The hair bands, yeah.
Def Leppard.
I love. Yeah,
I
do
have
too.
a picture of a hairband, one of my very favorites.
Guns N' Roses,
a little GNR.
Oh,
I love both of their
Guns N' Roses.
albums.
Yeah. Welcome to the jungle.
Use Your Illusion 1, and then they immediately released Use Your Illusion 2, back-to-back albums.
Yeah.
Both of them were fantastic.
Yeah, Guns N'
Cold
Roses.
November Rain.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I love
you
all
just
of them.
go on and go on forever. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses is one of my favorites, but I also like
Poison.
Poison. I like Quiet Riot.
Quiet Riot. Yeah.
Quiet Riot. Bon Jovi.
Oh yeah.
Hello,
Bon Jovi.
Hello, John Bon Jovi. Big Fat Joan Jett. I hate myself for loving. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Love Joan Jett.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Tina Turner made a turnaround. Her comeback was in the 80s with Private
Yes, she did.
Dancer. Fantastic. My goodness, she was fantastic. Journey. Boston.
Yeah.
You could go forever.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Paul Simon because he's my favorite.
Paul Simon's your favorite.
Yeah. He's like one of my very favorite artists.
Yeah.
You can call me Al.
You can call me Al.
He did a lot of stuff in the 70s, but he did stuff in the 80s too. But I love the You Can Call Me Al video with Chevy Chase. Have you seen the video?
Gosh,
and Chevy Chase is in there and he's lip singing it, and then Paul Simon is like playing the bongo and the different drums and stuff in the background.
Oh, I forgot about that video.
Oh yeah, that's classic 80s.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up.
Oh, never
Have you heard
gonna
about being
give
Rick
you
rolled?
up.
Do you know what that means? Rick rolled?
No. I don't know what Rick rolled is.
Okay, so if you've been Rick rolled, you have had somebody throw you into where you kind of like the Whamageddon, where you hear the song "Never Gonna Give You Up," never gonna let you go.
Now,
like that's being Rick rolled.
Let you down.
Never, yeah. Never gonna let you down. Whatever it is.
But okay, so but wasn't he kind of was he? I wouldn't say he was a one hit wonder.
No, he wasn't. He was more like a 2-hit wonder.
Yeah,
I think
he
had
didn't
like
have a
2.
lot. But they were catchy.
Yeah, and he's probably still like that's probably all he needed was that one song because it is used on commercials. It's used all over.
All you need, some people live off of that one guy that wrote one of Whitney Houston's songs for The Bodyguard. He lives off those royalties. I just need one hit.
One hit. I just
need
one.
One
yes.
hit.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's keep talking about music.
Who else do I have? I went over my main ones, but mixtapes. Did you do mixtapes?
I made mixtapes.
I had mixtapes too.
Yeah. There is nothing better than getting a recorder and recording your own cassette tapes and stuff. I love that. Kids will just never know the sound of the click and the click.
And it's done rewinding and then you hit play and rewind again and hit play. And then if your cassette tape got all messed up and the little tape part was coming out. You used your pencil to rewind it.
The worst day of my life is pulling a tape out and the whole string gets stuck in there. Oh, yeah. You just cry for days.
Kids watching this are like, I don't even know what you're talking about. But
if they watch Guardians of the Galaxy, they'll figure it out real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. Guardians, his mom made a mixtape.
Let's move on to movies because
Oh,
I can
gosh.
talk all day about the 1980s movies. All of them I remember being very clean and family oriented and fun to watch as a family until
80s movies?
No, they're not, but that's how
They're
I remember
horrible.
them. That's how I remember them because I was young
Yeah.
and all of that stuff went
They
right
actually
over my head.
The 80s actually got very explicit.
Yeah.
That's when all the ratings and stuff really started getting
Yes,
stronger. Because
but I didn't know that.
You don't realize it till you start walking them.
Watching them with your kids. So
Funniest thing ever. So
I've watched
Christmas
them with my
Vacation.
kids.
Christmas Vacation. I've already watched it twice. Came out in the 80s. And I'll never forget, people think when you watch it on TV, it's like they take out the dirty parts,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
And I'll never forget when when the Winter Roads owned the town theaters and they opened it up on a weekend to watch Christmas Vacation.
Uh-huh.
Everybody brought in their children to watch this. And there's that one part where he's mad and he's cussing.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, it's like, yeah, you've been watching it on TBS.
Yes, and they
Yeah,
blurred
this
out
is
that
like
part.
the VHS.
Yeah.
But no, that's where we watched a movie from the 80s, and I was just like,
Oh, they're all like that. Every time I sit down with my kids, I'm like, oh, this was so good. I watched this in the 80s. You're going to love it.
They're gonna love
And
it.
then they sit down, they're like, Mom! And I'm like, I didn't know what that meant in 1985. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And they were full of bad language too. I mean,
Oh, terrible.
maybe not the F word as much as what is in today's movies, but they used a lot of the other ones a
They
lot.
did. It came out.
And
I
yeah.
wrote some of my favorite movies
Okay.
to this day.
Okay, yeah, mine too.
Still Magnolias.
It's number 2 on my list. Still
Still
Magnolias. I have a
Magnolias.
picture of these ladies, and they are like friends to
No.
us.
What-
Oh, look how young they are.
Oh, they're just
So
you can't.
pretty.
Shirley MacLaine.
Yes.
We're
Sally
missing one.
Field.
Olympia
Oh,
Dukakis is not in that
Nope,
picture.
she's not.
Oh, Shirley MacLaine and that as Weezer was
yeah.
phenomenal.
She did great.
She is a
Daryl Hannah, Dolly
yeah.
Parton, Sally Field, Julia Roberts.
Shirley MacLaine is a phenomenal actress.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely
she's great
phenomenal.
in so many things. I loved her in Downton Abbey too.
Oh, she's great. Yeah.
Dirty Dancing was number 1 on my list.
Dirty
We
Dancing?
mentioned that in the 60s when we talked about the 1960s because it's set there. But here's a picture because this movie actually came out in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
Look at her, so pretty,
Yeah.
doing the lift in the final scene. And
Nobody puts baby in a corner, and
Nope.
Patrick Swayze. Man, I love Patrick Swayze.
Okay,
It was awesome.
Next one, I think I also mentioned one time when we were talking about Katharine Hepburn because it's my favorite Katharine Hepburn movie, On Golden Pond.
I liked On Golden Pond.
The Loons.
I haven't watched it for a long time.
Field of Dreams.
Yeah. Field of Dreams is
Beaches. Yes.
Beaches.
Oh my gosh, that was a tearjerker.
Beaches with Bette Midler and Barbara Hershey.
Yeah, I don't know if that was
I think
her.
it was Barbara Hershey and Bette Midler and
Okay.
Beaches. Fantastic.
When Harry Met Sally.
You know, not one of my favorites.
You don't love that one?
No,
You don't
I
like
don't
Billy
love that.
Crystal?
Not
Ryan?
really. No, not a big thing.
Oh, I like it.
One of my favorite, Major League, came out with, the bad boy, one of the Brat Pack, the brother to Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But one of the most underrated movies of all time, Amadeus, about Wolfgang Amadeus.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
That is.
I've never seen it. I'm gonna write it down.
Watch it. It is fantastic. It's like Amadeus, 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 Amadeus is the theme song. Oh, Amadeus. Remember that song came out in the 80s? And that's like, I'm telling you guys, it's about Wolfgang Amadeus, and it is. Jim loved it. We watch movies over and over if we love them.
Yeah.
I've watched a movie 50 times, and it's like one of his favorite too. It's phenomenal. Highly recommend it.
Okay.
For a man so brilliant that just after he died was just dumped in a grave, a massive grave with other people, and
Oh, no kidding.
oh yeah, fantastic movie.
Okay.
Yeah, love it.
Rain Man.
Yeah, I liked Rain Man.
I loved Rain Man. That's one I watched over and over when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I loved it.
All the Indiana Joneses came out that time in the 80s. They had great movies.
E.T.
Oh.
Phone Home.
And then you can't forget the Brat Pack.
Yeah, no.
You know, you
Loved
had the
all
Brat
of them.
Pack of the old,
And the like 1940s.
The 40s,
And then you had the Brat Pack of the 1980s.
the 80s.
Charlie Sheen.
Rob Lowe, Demi Moore, Ali Sheedy, Molly Ringwald, that McCarthy guy. Yeah, all those, they called them the Brat Pack because they were in every single movie. And some of those, like Sweet 16, or I'm sorry, 16 Candles and
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club. Great, great movies.
One of my favorites was The Goonies.
I like the Goonies.
Goonies Never Say Die.
No. Stand By Me. All the little kid movies were great.
One that I didn't love as much as everybody else, but like it was every time you went to a sleepover or a church thing, or you were at school and there was a couple extra hours, they had to play a movie. Every time it was the never-ending story.
Never liked it.
Yeah, that whole white creature guy.
No,
I can't think of his name,
I never liked the
scared me.
I never liked the never-ending story.
Gremlins.
Watch it.
Do you like that?
I like Gremlins.
I liked
too.
Gremlins. I have a picture of Gremlins, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're so cute.
Oh, so cute. Just don't
They
get
were
them wet.
ornery.
I never realized, like, their fingers. Like, that's kind of creepy. That looks just like a human finger.
Yeah, that's weird. I didn't ever notice their fingers. Are you sure they look like that? They look like little Shih Tzus.
Yeah, they do. I had a Shih Tzu
that's
once,
weird.
and its mom's name was Gizmo.
Almost everybody I knew that had a Shih Tzu named it Gizmo.
Yeah,
My Shih Tzu was not named Gizmo.
That's why I didn't name mine Gizmo. Oh, time for a commercial break. We will be right back, and we'll keep talking about the 80s.
If you're looking for a loan for your brand new home, call Clay County State Bank. If you want to transfer money so your future will look sunny, call Clay County State Bank.
We got checking and savings and bill pay too.
An online bank, just ask our crew. For all your banking needs, we think you will agree.
Clay County State Bank is the place you need to be. Clay County State Bank.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It's the weekend and your symptoms are worsening. The morning of a big meeting and you have a bigger sore throat. Ever experienced that urgency after picking up your sick child and your community health center has already closed? You will be able to connect to a provider at crhpc.org. Even if you have never been to CRHPC, you are welcome to utilize our services. Feel better after scheduling a video visit with CRHPC.
Tomorrow. Some fear the uncertainty it brings. Some trust the promise it holds. At Grinnell Mutual, we are always looking forward to tomorrow, growing and innovating. So even if the plans you have for the future aren't the same as the plans that the future holds for you, you can be ready. Because we'll be ready, like we have been for over 100 years. Trust in that. Trust in tomorrow. Talk to your mutual agent today.
Your local agent is on the square. Louisville, Clay County Farmers Mutual Insurance.
Welcome back to, by the way, Beth and Stacey. Today we're talking all about the 1980s, which we both loved.
Love it.
We just talked about movies. Now we're going to go into TV shows.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh, there were so many good ones.
Well, too many TV shows. Yeah, I can't even go into detail. But my favorite thing about the 80s was because I'm a soap opera person. Even when I was little, Beth Swaniger babysat for me when I was little, and she introduced me to soap operas when I was a little girl, and I've loved them. I watched Young and the Restless. I would skip school to come home and watch Young and the Restless. I think I said I was sick the day on General Hospital when Luke and Laura got married. So, I mean, we're talking Young and the Restless.
I bet there was a lot of people
All
that
My
were sick that
Children,
day.
One Life to Live in General Hospital, nighttime soap operas. Hello, J.R. Ewing. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's just classic 80s right there.
Oh, absolutely. J.R. Ewing. I love Dallas, of course, in the spinoff, Knots Landing with that mean Abby, and Dynasty with Alexis Carrington. Was that not some of the greatest
Those were
nighttime
good,
TV?
but I will have to say those weren't the ones I was watching.
What?
I wasn't, because you're older than me. I was watching things like Reading Rainbow. We have a picture
Strawberry Shortcake. She was
LeVar
watching
Burton.
Strawberry
LeVar
Shortcake.
Burton with Reading Rainbow. I don't know.
I forgot
thought I sent
about
a picture of him.
You do. It's right there. It's coming up.
Nope, that's Designing Women. But
I
we'll
love
talk
this.
about that.
Wait, stop.
Oh man, was this one of the best shows ever, or what? I mean, they did such a good job.
Sugar Bakers?
Yes, Dixie Carter.
Oh, gosh. Delta Burke.
Yes.
So, Annie Potts. So
Yes.
good. Yeah.
Yes, they were great. That was a
What were the Sugar Baker sisters' name?
uh,
Gosh darn it.
Suzanne
Sugar Baker.
Suzanne Sugarbaker and her sister.
And her sister, but I can't remember. It'll
I
come
can't
to
remember.
me.
Yeah,
It'll come to me.
too.
Oh, whenever that sister would go off on a rant or whatever.
Oh yeah, tell people off. Woo!
Oh, I love Designing Women.
She was a total
You can start. You can see them now, like reruns. They're like on Hulu and all those things now. I highly recommend Designing Women. That's Suzanne Sugarbaker.
Yeah, we'll get to Reading Rainbow eventually.
Yeah, we'll find
Reading Rainbow, MathNet. That was a show on PBS that a lot of people don't know about, but it was based on Dragnet, but it was about math problems. I'm telling you what.
Oh my!
It was a good one. Maybe I didn't send in the Reading Rainbow one. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
We can keep going.
Hey, look up who Suzanne Sugarbaker's sister's name is.
Yeah, check that one out.
What is it? 'Cause don't you hate that when something gets on the tip of your tongue and you just can't? Yes. Sugarbaker.
One of my all-time favorite 80s shows that I have talked about on another episode is Murder, She Wrote with Angela Lansbury.
Yeah, I started watching Murder, She Wrote because you told me I needed to start watching it. So I started watching it.
Mama's Family? What? Julia Sugarbaker.
Suzanne, thank you.
Julia
Sugarbaker.
Yes, I don't know how I forgot that.
How could we forget that?
I don't know. Mama's Family was a great show. Loved that. Yes, I loved that one.
We did Mama's Family as skits in the Depot show several times.
Yeah, let's do that one there next.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This is, I'll give you a minute to see if you can think of these three guys' names before I say them out loud.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Just waiting.
Isn't it?
Hi, I'm Larry, and this is my brother Daryl, and my other brother Daryl.
Isn't that the Bob Newhart show?
Yep, this is Newhart. And I love Newhart.
You know, you're not going to believe this, but I have never watched an episode of Newhart.
Who are you?
I don't know.
Who is this woman?
We can't be friends anymore?
Nope, we're over. That's the end of the show. Sorry, we got to go. Bye.
Sorry, no more By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I never did watch Bob Newhart.
What?
I don't like him.
No, he's fantastic. Take it back.
Really?
Yes. All right, we'll keep going. Cosby Show.
Oh,
I loved the Cosby Show. Now that I know all the things I know about Bill Cosby,
I still love the
Cosby Show, but I don't have any respect for Bill Cosby. I don't like him, but I did love the Cosby Show.
I love the Cosby Show.
Absolutely, they had a good cast.
He was phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
Okay.
That was a heartbreaking day too. That was not a good day when Bill Cosby, all that stuff came out. I was like, please God, don't let this be real, please. No.
And it was true. He was awful, and he raped people.
It was awful. I know.
I don't have any respect for him. Okay. Saved by the Bell. Moving on. I love Saved by the Bell. I don't think I sent a picture of that one in, but I'm sorry. I said it because it's true. It's true. He did horrible things. And if you didn't already know that, you need to read about it because it was horrible.
It was horrible. He's out of jail because he's super old, right?
Yeah, and he has money.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I'm not cutting him any slack.
You are not. You're not.
All right. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Did you watch that one?
Okay, so my life started with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because I had children, and they were obsessed with
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Turtles in a half shell.
Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And, hey, they're still going strong. Isn't there a new Turtles movie out?
Yeah, it's just like one of those franchises that never ends.
This is
like
one of those things. I don't know why I haven't come up with anything. Why have we not thought of a toy?
We're getting ready to tomorrow, probably.
Okay. That's probably happened.
So let's take a look at this family. This family,
one
you
of
will
my
all
favorites.
recognize. Man, they were just like Roseanne. Just really nailed it with the basic Midwestern American family.
I love
Roseanne.
Perfect.
Not the perfect Donna, kind of 50s housewife. Like she was a real housewife. That's like how people really
Missing
are.
a daughter too.
Yep. No, that picture's not complete.
That was great. And I love Roseanne. I love Roseanne Barr. I still love Roseanne Barr.
I do too.
And I was so excited when the new spinoff came off, the Connors, and then
and then they canceled her. But now she's back and she's doing great.
She's back with a vengeance. And,
yeah, she is.
Yeah, they went all woke and all that stuff. And
okay, let's look at this next little girl because Stacey, do you know who this is?
Oh, good night. Don't tell me. What was her name? Well, I know it's Moon Zappa something, isn't it, in real life? Who was she?
Punky Brewster.
Punky Brewster, yes.
Punky Brewster. I loved Punky Brewster. I dressed like Punky Brewster sometimes. And
Frank Zappa's her dad, right?
I think so.
Her name's like Moon Fry Zappa?
Yeah, Sally Moon Fries something. Okay, so I was going to actually bring these today. I still have, I forgot them though because they're with the winter clothes. I still have my Punky Brewster gloves. And I wear them at winter. And they are This was like these days you can still find gloves that are similar to this and people think it's kind of a new thing. Let me tell you, no, Punky Brewster did this. It's the gloves that are like each finger's a different color.
Oh, yeah.
The hand part is a different color, but then the fingers of the glove fold back and button down so that you can still use your fingertips. Punky Brewster started that. Okay.
Okay. I just got to say, you can tell our age difference, the difference of the 80s. I'm Alexis Carrington, Dynasty. You're Punky Brewster.
And
that's
I'm Punky
where
Brewster.
we're at in our.
Yep. The other ones I had written down were The Facts of Life and Growing Pains.
I loved Growing Pains.
I loved Growing Pains too.
I liked The Facts of Life too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked it too. It was pretty good. Mm-hmm. There were a lot of
and Jeopardy. Jeopardy started in the 80s with Alex Trebek.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's been going on for years.
Wheel of Fortune.
Different Strokes.
Yeah, Different
Strokes.
Did you
like Different Strokes? Yeah, I like Different Strokes and all that stuff.
Yeah, Wheel of Fortune was a fun one to watch at night.
I still like Wheel of Fortune.
I'm a wheel watcher. Remember that commercial?
Yeah.
I'm a wheel watcher.
It'd be nice. That's one thing. Like we can't, because of copyright laws, we can't
play you any music, or they will delete our whole episode from YouTube.
That's why we do it.
That's why you get to hear me sing.
We sing for you because we did one whole show
all about music.
Gosh, all about music from
little
the 20s.
Clips.
And I had Jim do. We recorded little clips. And
hopefully, you caught it when it aired on Wabash Television. But once it went to YouTube.
Oh, is that what it is?
It was deleted on YouTube, but I think Wabash may be able to rerun it.
Okay.
Yes. So, okay. So that is movies, TV, and music. And I had a few events written down, but we already talked about MTV and Princess Di, the other one. Mm-hmm. It's one of those moments where you know exactly where you were when this happened in 1986. January the 28th of 1986, the Challenger explosion.
Oh.
Do you remember where you were when that happened?
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those iconic moments, kind of like 9/11. You know where you were when you heard those.
I remember watching it, and it was absolutely.
We were watching it live at the East Side Elementary School in Harrisburg, Illinois. I was in music class. We all had metal folding chairs. We were in a semicircle around a big television that was on one of those rolling carts that every grade school had, and it had the TV sitting on the top shelf. And we were watching it live, and it happened, and
watching
we were all
her go off on
and we watched we were watching them walk on like before, the pre-footage of all of them getting ready. We had a special worksheet that we had worked on about how there was a school teacher on board, and all of these things.
It's Christine something, wasn't it?
Yes, I can't remember. It started with MC, I think. But anyway, and then we watched that happen, and I remember all of us. I would have been 7 years old, and we were all confused. Like, we didn't really it looked like it blew up, but I was like thinking, I don't remember how I worded it, but I was like, was that supposed to happen? Then what?
Yeah.
Then it's way up where we can't see it anymore? Like, I was confused. But then all the teachers were super sad. Everyone was crying. The TV was turned off. Then I went home, and I remember having a long discussion about it with my mom and my brother.
Right. Yeah, I can't remember. I wasn't in class. At 86, I would have been going to OCC, the first year of OCC. But I was at home actually watching it on TV with my dad. And I mean, it was just like you're watching it go, and then the next thing you know, it just. When did the Berlin Wall come down?
1989.
89.
Yes. So
see, that's another. Yeah, I think that's another.
Here's a funny
event.
story about 1989. So in 1989, I was in 5th grade, and we were asked to write a report, an essay on a major event of 1989. Every kid in the class chose the Berlin Wall coming down. That is a great event. That was big. Every kid chose it. There was prizes involved in this. It was a contest. So I purposely chose not to write about the Berlin Wall because that's what everyone else was writing about. So I wrote about the fact that my brother was finally graduating from high school. And that was a big event.
Did it take you longer than everybody else?
No, he graduated on time. But it stressed my mom out because my brother hated school. And it was like, she was like, just get him through. Just get him through.
There's that big of an age difference between you two?
Yeah, there's 8 years between us. That's why I grew up watching so much MTV.
Yeah,
because he was 8 years ahead of me.
Yeah.
He was watching MTV. So he had the remote and he was big. I couldn't fight him for it. So I watched MTV, which served me well throughout life. So thank you to my brother for that. So anyway, it was just, I don't remember what part I was at, but.
Well, we were talking about, what'd you write about? Oh, you wrote about
so I
your
wrote
brother
about him graduating from high school, and then I won the contest.
Well, that was good. What'd you get?
I don't remember.
You don't know?
I don't remember what the prize was, but I think it went on to like some kind of, my mom could tell me, some kind of county or something. It went on to the next level.
Huh, how fun.
Mm-hmm. And it might have even partially been published. It might have been published in some journal or something about kids. I don't know.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, so fun fact about me. And that's where my writing career started.
Yep, there you go. Writing about your brother.
Yeah, okay. So that was my big events, and then I'm going to move to fashion.
Well, why wouldn't we?
Okay, so let's not start with this picture, Ty. I think there's another one. Yes, let's start with that one. Okay, if you wanted to buy a costume to be in the 1980s, this is what is available on Amazon and all over the place. Mm-hmm. This is, if you want to be a 1980s girl for Halloween, this is what is available.
That's it.
This is crap. I don't like it because no one really dressed like that in the 80s. So
we did not.
I mean, Madonna did. You could say you were Madonna. Also, Converse, yes, they were around in the 80s, but seriously, not very many people really wore them like they do today. And I don't
remember
think they had
wearing
hot
Converse
pink
in the
ones.
80s.
And I think Converse might have started in the 70s or 60s, but no one wore them, and nobody dressed like that. Let's go to this. That one or the one you had before. That's
the 80s.
This is the 80s. That frosted denim, the frosted denim, the Keds on your feet, the slouch socks. Now, the slouch socks could either complement your shirt color or they could match your shirt color. You will see there's an example of both in this photo. The girl on the left has red socks to match her red shirt, while the girl on the right has the yellow socks to complement her green shirt, which both shirts are somewhat of a mock turtleneck, which was very happening. Yeah. The whole frosted denim look with those jeans that only reached your ankles. Take note, gals. Mom jeans. The vest. That denim skirt, oh my gosh, I had a denim skirt almost exactly like that.
I had a denim skirt, and I love my denim skirt.
And I wore jeans like that every day, and my socks always showed.
Yeah, our socks always showed, and we did a lot of leg warmers when I was in school, and like in high school, 84, 83, we did do leg warmers over our jeans and stuff. Almost all of us wore them.
She's got her side pony going on, almost exactly like mine. But I always had
like what we looked like.
I always had the white Keds. You wore them with every outfit.
Oh yeah.
So if you are a young girl and you want to dress like the 80s girls, this is
leave
the
look. Tutu at home. Not one kid came to school at Flora High School with a tutu.
No. Okay. And there's another picture there. Let's show that one. Okay. This.
Oh, I love those.
This is later 80s. But yeah, the color block. That was what that was called. That was so big, like that color
Look at the
block
high-waisted
jacket.
pants.
The high-waisted pants. Again, a mock turtleneck is in sight.
That's right.
You got your jeans showing. The gal there on the left, she's got the tight roll going on at the bottom of her jeans, which went on into the 90s. This photo is more like 1988, 89. But
yeah, I lose the 90s because I had children.
Oh, okay. Well, once we get to the 90s
episode,
I don't know what
I'm going to do.
I can talk a lot about the 90s too.
I can't tell you anything.
Hey, you know what? Name a decade I can't go on and on about. I'll always find something to say. But no, the 90s was when I was in high school.
Yeah,
and, college and married and all that. So, okay. So that is some true 80s fashion.
Yeah.
I don't think I covered any men's 80s fashion, but we can talk about it.
Oh, the men's, the sweater, like the sweater with the shirt underneath it with the popped up collar. Yeah.
They had the real wide, when they dressed up, they had the real wide ties.
Actually, they got real super skinny. The skinny tie came around in the 80s.
I think that was early 90s.
I think it was the 80s. Jim wore them all the time. Yeah, Jim wore them. He had them super skinny ties all over the place.
Okay. We got to go to commercial break, and we will be right back.
Do you bowl like this? That's great. Do you bowl like this? That's great too. That's because whether you're a pro or you just want to have a lot of fun, at Peggle's Silver Dollar Lanes, we have a lane for you. We have galaxy bowling, gaming for kids and adults, Joe's Pizza, a full bar, darts, pool, and fresh and clean bowling shoes. Boy, does that smell nice. So come on down to Peggle Silver Dollar Lanes in Effingham, where we have a lane for you.
My name is Robin Stanford. I own Stanford Marketing. It's a promotional products business along with an embroidery business. And we do custom hats, t-shirts, anything, you name it, we can make it. People like that we do stuff in-house and we can actually make things here and that we're not contracting the work out to other places. We never say no. We always try to find a way to do it. If anybody can do it, we can do it. We are hardworking women, that is for sure. Come to Stanford Marketing in Flora for all your custom and promotional needs.
The insurance specialists have options to tailor to your needs at CSI Insurance Brokers. Experienced insurance brokers at CSI are skilled with all types of insurance plans and policies and represent many companies, including Safeco Insurance. You'll benefit from their detailed expertise, unbeatable premiums, and commitment to customer service. CSI Insurance Brokers and Safeco Insurance Company, providing affordable rates on quality insurance since 1952.
For over 50 years, at your locally owned and operated Roll King Supply in Salem and Olney, we've helped you and your neighbors enjoy an easy country lifestyle. We carry the most thorough sporting goods department around with a huge variety of hunting and fishing gear, camping equipment, and a variety of firearms for any need. Our team is here to help you find whatever you need. Open every day, it's Roll King in Salem and Olney, your locally owned farm and home store.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. We are talking about all things 1980s. It's totally radical. I use that term a lot.
You were gonna use your
terms from the 80s.
Yeah, she was gonna be totally
hang 10, dude.
Hang 10, dude.
I mean, we really said things like that.
Okay,
like,
so seriously, if you want to do that, you really need to think of your Ninja Turtles. Because the Ninja Turtles had it going on.
They used all those.
And we were talking about, oh my God, being in the Valley Girls. Valley Girls. Oh my gosh.
Why did you wear that?
Oh my God, you look so crazy today.
Yes.
Do you remember? Do you remember any commercial? Some ads from the 80s?
Yes.
I just kind of went blank on commercials.
Well, I was
didn't
thinking
write
about
any
that
of them
Wheel
down.
of Fortune one. There was a Taco Bell commercial that was Nacho Man.
Oh my gosh!
You remember that one?
Are you kidding me? Yes.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
There was a Pepsi one, but I don't remember if it. I think it was 80s. It might have been early 90s, but it was like PEPSI is what I'm drinking. Why drink anything else is what I'm thinking.
That is crazy.
That was Pepsi.
That was crazy. Oh my goodness.
Let me think what other commercial. I love the commercials in the 80s. Like today's commercials, I honestly don't watch. Like I just don't.
You know, we forgot to mention Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, Back to the Future.
Back to the Future was great.
And my favorite movie ever was from the 80s, Clue.
Oh, I had that written down.
Clue.
I can't believe you did.
That's my number one favorite movie.
It is her favorite movie at all times.
Tim Curry. It's got so many stars in it, but if you haven't watched Clue, please do because it'll make me happy. It's a great movie.
Another one that he likes it. Hey, Mikey.
Oh yeah, Mikey.
Life,
Life cereal.
And
where's the beef? Where's the beef? We all know that burger or Wendy's commercial.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
it's so fun. I was just doing some quick Google and search here. I don't want the stock market today. I want 1980s commercials.
1980s commercials. Yeah, I didn't have any of those written down, but that's a good category.
Yeah, let's see. I'm going to look at this. Oh, goodness. My goodness.
What?
My baloney has a first name. It's M-A-Y-E-R.
O-S-C-A-R.
My baloney has a second name. It's
M-E-Y-E-R.
I love to eat it every day. And if you ask me why, I say, hey, I mean, that's at least, you know.
Yes, love that commercial.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yes.
Like a good neighbor.
Is that when that started?
State Farm is there. Yeah.
No kidding. I didn't know that was that old.
That's those are fun ones. Let's see what else we can find here. We can just find all sorts. You know what? Google, I hate, I mean, I'm not a big fan of technology, but Google is like totally amazing.
Well, it is good
It's
that you
totally
can search
amazing.
things, especially when you're trying to think of something and it's not coming to mind. It's good to Google that. But honestly,
it is.
I mean, what did we do before Google? You just didn't think
We
of a
just
word.
didn't
You just
think
think of
about
it,
stuff.
and then you were
Yeah,
like,
we didn't think
I
about
don't know.
stuff.
I'll ask my mom later. I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the 80s were super fun. I mean, some of my favorite like things, like looking back on the 80s, like I was a Girl Scout. I was a Brownie Scout. Were you in the Girl Scouts?
I was a Brownie.
I
wasn't a Girl Scout.
Yeah, I
but
don't think
was
I
a
ever made
brownie.
it to Girl Scouts, but I was a brownie, and we sold the cookies. And if you sold enough cookies, especially I think it was like 1986 that year, you got this blue T-shirt that was like super boxy. You know, the 80s T-shirts never really fit you.
No.
They were just like this big boxy, one size fits all kind of thing, and it said across it in cursive, "Totally Radical."
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, no, I won one because I sold enough cookies. I got a Totally Radical shirt. I wish I still had that thing. But I had my brownie. I could have brought that today.
You could have brought
my
your
brownie, like,
Did your mom
sash.
keep everything? See, my mom didn't keep all my stuff.
Yeah, with my
I remember being the
patches.
brownies. Where did you go to brownies at?
In Harrisburg.
In Harrisburg. I went to the, we did our brownies at, South Locust Street was the RLDS church, and then it was the school.
Yeah, the unit office.
The unit office. Now that big,
You did brownies in there?
Yep, down in the basement.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love brownies. I never did do Girl Scouts, though.
Uh-huh.
I wonder why.
Because
what was
it
the
was
difference?
kinda
Was
boring.
brownies smaller?
Brownies was it was an age thing. So you,
You
as
were a
you
brownie.
grew, you could go into Girl Scouts. But by the time, I mean, it was like kind of boring. Like it wasn't like the most fun organization.
Yeah. Girl Scouts.
Yeah, and you probably had better things to do. By the time you were old enough to be a Girl Scout, you're like, yeah, I got better things to do.
Yeah, that's true.
But brownies was fun, and before brownies was the daisies. I was a daisies first.
Now, see, I never
That's
remember
only
that.
kindergarten age.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of field trips.
I'm going to talk a little bit about, I graduated in 1985, in the 80s at the Flora High School, we were a basketball dynasty. Basketball and the band. The band was phenomenal those years. The basketball, Tom Welch was the basketball coach, and he knew how to win ball games. And those boys were dedicated to him, and ball games were crazy. But what I loved about that and the band, we had an amazing, like, I can't even tell you what Harry Penry. Well, we've all seen what he's done. He builds the program. I mean, the man can build from two people. I've never seen anybody who can be so strong and stern and as he is, and be more respected than that man. He's like Harry Penry's my favorite teacher of all time because, of course, that's what I love.
Right.
But like in the 80s when we were in high school, we were a basketball dynasty, and what was great about that was like Tom Welch and Harry Penry. Tom knew the importance of having a band on that stage, and so Tom Welch was one of those that was like, we want that band and everyone. And I'm going to tell you what, whenever we would start, when those trumpets would hit, da 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 da, and the Rocky theme and the drummers, and we on that stage, we were packed in there like sardines. We all stood because there was nowhere for chairs. We all stood, and we were tight. We were tight. There were probably 150 of us kids up on that stage.
Holy moly.
And we blew our hearts out. And man, we rocked that. That's one thing like from high school that I remember. We were a basketball and that band. Harry, when Flora High School band marched, we had batons, flags, riflemen. Then you had all them coming, and then you had like all your woodwinds. The drums were in the middle, and then all the brass followed it. When we came down Main Street, we took up the two entire blocks. The front of the band would be up here about where the theater's at, and I was a trumpet player. We were last. We were about in front of the Dairy Queen.
Oh my gosh.
We took up the entire as wide. Yeah, we
wow.
were. No, when we
what
came.
a shame it's not like that anymore.
When we came marching, you knew, and Harry Penry came out with the best cadence that ever. I get goosebumps thinking about it. Nobody
really?
has. Yeah, it's we had these ginormous kettlebell. Oh yeah, it was like bum to bum to bum to bum to do 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 boom. Yeah, and it was like 30 of them going, and they were just
wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. My high school career at Flora High School was fantastic. A lot of people don't like high school. I loved high school.
I hated high school.
You didn't care for high school, did you? I loved it. We all got along. The class of '85 was a class that always got along. We got along. Everybody from your jocks to your smart kids to your band nerds to your kids out in the auto mechanics. And when we get together, class of '85 gets together, it's like we may not see each other for 20 years, and it's like you don't even miss a beat. Everybody, literally. It's a class that truly loves each other.
Oh, that's good. I'm happy for you.
It's one of the best classes that's ever gone through Flora High School. No snobs.
And it is the only class that has ever won the homecoming float all 4 years first place. So they got first place float at the homecoming parade freshman year, sophomore, junior, and senior. No other class has ever done that.
Yep. Ha, ha, ha. 1985 rules. And if some of my friends that aren't watch the show, they're all like going, yeah, we were. But yeah, no, I loved it. It was great. I love the 80s. The 80s was great. I don't remember the 80s being as far as political.
No, things weren't super political. People didn't talk a lot about their differences. Nobody was offended. Kids were latchkey kids. This whole Generation X, we learned how to do things for ourselves because our parents were at work a lot.
Yep, moms, everybody's working.
Everybody was working. I knew how to do a lot of things and was home by myself from off and on from a young age. And I feel like that's actually good for kids. And
it's really
today's
good for
kids are too babied and too nurtured and too like parents do all of the thinking for their kids, and this could be a whole other episode. But I just want to be like, let them figure it out. Let them figure it out.
Yeah, you don't have to do it all for them.
How else are they going to learn to think? But anyway, that's my 2 cents. So.
Well, that is true.
And
it's
that's
important.
a big difference. Like if you look at like the responsibilities of like Generation X, which is what I am, versus like today's Gen Z.
I think I'm a boomer.
You're a boomer.
I'm a boomer. I'm a baby boomer. You're a
Gen X.
Gen X. Then you had the millennial. What are they called now?
Gen Z.
Gen Zs.
My kids are all 3 Gen Zs. You might be Gen X, but at the high end of it, because I'm at the low end of it.
I was born in 67. I think I think I'm the cutoff of the boomers.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, Gen X is the best.
If you graduated 1985, you're the best. But anyway, here we go. Let's do this.
Today's quote.
Ooh, this is a good one. This is by Leon C. McGinson. Have you ever heard that name?
Nope.
It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change.
That reminds me, that reminds me of a Patti Loveless song, Life's About Change and Nothing Ever Stays the Same.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more true than that. I
Absolutely,
mean, life is about changing. You got to roll with the punches.
You got to roll with the. Yep. Have you ever been around somebody who just cannot? Yeah, I'm a go with the flow person all the way.
I don't say I always like change. I mean, of course, there are things that change in life, and you're like, well, I really hate that. That's not good. But what can you do about it? Nothing. So you might as well not let it.
Well, I hate technology, so I go.
And I fix her phone.
That's what you get for being friends with an old lady.
You boomer?
Yeah.
That's what the young people do today. You boomer?
You boomer?
You boomer? I'll fix your phone.
Oh, she loves me. Hey, so tell people where they can see us, Beth.
Okay, so we are on Wabash Channel 100 daily at 11 a.m. And our new episodes air on Thursdays and Fridays, but we're also on YouTube. If you don't have Wabash or you can't get to us regularly or you want to watch a rerun, you can find us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is By the Way with Beth and Stacey. You can reach out to us on email, and if you have any questions, comments, anything that you want to discuss with us, our email address is bytheway@gmail.com, and we're also on Facebook, and you can like and follow us there. By the Way with Beth and Stacey. So that's it. So today was fun.
It
totally
was another totally rad.
Cool.
Totally rad.
Yeah, cool dude.
Cowabunga, dude.
Cowabunga. Cowabunga. Well, it was a fun episode. But we will catch you next time.
All right. God bless you. Have a great day.